What's going on, guys? I'm going to give you 5 ways you can have more successful dates. Starting from the beginning of the date, start off with a hug and a genuine compliment. Nothing over the top. Hey, you look really cute tonight, by the way. You look really cute tonight. I like your outfit. It's more about how you say the line than having a word for word line to say. And as you get more comfortable and have more reference experience, you can calibrate to different situations and come up with your own lines or come up with a line on the spot that you can use in that particular situation. Tip number 2, stop doing dinner dates for first dates. Do an activity, go to an event, grab a drink, grab a coffee, go on a walk downtown, go on a hike, go sightseeing. You can choose a first date depending on what the girl is into, but a dinner date is kind of like the predictable thing. It's what everybody else is doing. And if you're trying to stand out and be unique, then coming up with some sort of different date other than just going to dinner, like most people are going to suggest, is going to help stand out a bit more, as well as not have that awkwardness of meeting someone and the first impression be trying to eat while trying to answer questions and conversate and get to know each other while you're trying to read a menu and then order food and then eat the food. It's not really the best way to make a first impression, as well as some girls just might not feel comfortable eating in front of you on a first date. There's a lot of girls who really don't enjoy food dates that much. And most of the girls who really push you to take them on nice dinner dates for first dates are more in it for the experience, not necessarily in it to meet and get to know you. And if you're struggling to find ideas for date venues in your area, you could literally go online and look, whether it's Google, whether it's ChatGPT. You could use multiple search references to try to find good date venues and good date spots in your area or the area where you're scheduling the date if you're driving to a city nearby or you're visiting on vacation somewhere and you're trying to plan a date. There's always a way to find where the good date spots are near you. Tip number 3, if possible, choose a venue that's large enough where you can move around and have multiple seating arrangements, or just go to different venues throughout the date. Or if you live in an area where there's mainly small venues, you could relocate to different venues throughout the date to build more comfort throughout the date and have more reference experience for her to look back on instead of just sitting in one location throughout the whole date. It makes it a more emotionally engaging process and more for her to look back on and have reference from if you're moving around and experiencing multiple locations and her building comfort with you in those multiple locations and her getting used to following your lead as you're leading her throughout the date. This helps her build comfort in more than one area. So when she looks back on the date, it's more emotionally engaging. It's more exciting for her to look back on the date and think about all these different spots that she built comfort with you in, instead of just like sitting at a bar talking to one another or sitting across the table at dinner, etc. You want to build comfort in multiple different areas. Tip number 4, have your own opinion. You don't have to agree with everything the girl says. You can have your own opinion on something while not being confrontational about it. This shows that you're socially calibrated. You're not afraid to break rapport. You're not afraid to show that you have a personality and an opinion, but you're not doing it in a disrespectful way. You're just being yourself. You're being genuine. And this is what a lot of guys that fall into the friend zone or nice guy category are missing out on. They're missing that masculine edge to them that truly shows that they don't care about what the girl thinks. Not in a disrespectful way, but in the way where he knows himself and he's true to himself and what he believes in. This is the category that a lot of nice guys fall into, or the guys that get friend zoned, because they're so scared to break rapport with the girl or say something that may offend her that she doesn't like, that they agree with literally everything the girl says. And the girls can detect it. It's like a bullshit alarm goes off and it makes her go, oh wow, this guy's nice to me, but in an artificial way. People aren't this nice. And they can tell that it's an act. They can tell you're putting it on to try to appease them, to try to make them like you. So when you try to put on the nice guy act, it comes across inauthentic and it comes across incongruent, because deep down, the girl knows that you're attracted to her. The girl knows that you want to try to get with her, to whether it's hooking up with her, whether it's dating her, whatever. But you're so scared of her rejection, or scared of what she may think that you're so overly nice that you won't even disagree with her about simple topics. That's what a girl truly means when she says, well, he was just so nice to me, but the spark wasn't there. Or, he's just so nice to me, but I see him as a friend. Or, you're just such a nice guy, but I see you more as a friend. Or, it was good meeting you. You're a really good guy, but it was good meeting you. Stuff like that is because they don't see you as an actual masculine figure. They don't see you as a man who has his own opinion, who has a backbone, who's going to actually put her in her place when she's wrong and be the leader of the relationship. These girls will walk all over you and completely lose respect for you. And that's why they put you in that category to begin with. It all comes down to being confident about the person that you are. I know this point is a little long, but I think this may be the most important one on the list because there's a lot of nuances to it. Being yourself, but being confident about being yourself is an interesting topic if you're not a confident person. And that's where self-development actually comes in. Let me give you guys a quick example because it's really about the way you present things. Now, let's say you're talking to a girl about a nerdy topic. I know nothing about gaming computers or building gaming computers, anything like that. I'm literally just going to pull a topic that girls would normally find nerdy off the top of my head, and I'm going to give you an example of how it would sound nerdy and how it would sound like a cool guy's doing it, okay? So if you're on a date with a girl and she's asking you about your hobbies and you're telling her that you like to, like build gaming computers, I think there's a way you could present that in a cool way and make her think that you're a cool guy doing a quote unquote stereotypically nerdy hobby. And it's about your tonality. It's about how you feel about you doing that hobby. Do you think that she's going to judge you for doing that hobby? And do you care if she judges you for doing that hobby? That's what it's really about. And I'll show you. So let's say you're on a date and she's asking you, so what do you like to do for fun? And you're like, oh, well, I like to build these gaming computers, and sometimes my friends, they like the gaming computers too. Sometimes they've bought a couple of the gaming computers off me, and I enjoy building gaming computers. It's really fun, and I like playing them too. I enjoy it. It kind of takes my mind off of work and stress, and I can just escape for a little while. I enjoy it. Gaming computers are really cool. Have you ever played video games or do you like gaming computers? I'm the same person, but the vocal tonality is different. And I obviously exaggerated it a little bit to drive the point home and make you guys understand. But if I presented it like a cool, confident dude, like if the girl asked me, so what kind of hobbies are you into? And I'm like, so honestly, I've been building these cool gaming computers lately. It's kind of time consuming and tedious, but now that I actually know what I'm doing, I kind of enjoy it. And my buddies have been loving them. A couple of my friends bought the ones that I built before, and a few of my other friends, they want me to build more so we can all game together and play the same type of shit. Do you see the difference? I'm talking about the same subject. I'm the same person, but the delivery is way different. The tonality is way different. And I know nothing about gaming computers. Obviously, if you actually know what you're talking about, you can talk about it even more confidently and start talking about the differences in components and stuff like that. But if you do it in a confident way, she's going to look at you like, oh, wow, this guy's really smart. And he's confident about who he is versus, oh, wow, this guy's kind of unsure of himself and he seems nervous. And you almost seem like you're judging yourself for your own hobby. You're saying it, you're presenting it like you already know someone's going to judge you for doing that hobby. Instead, you should present it like it's the dopest hobby. Like you don't know about building gaming computers? Are you insane? That shit's dope. Like, what are you even talking about? And that's why in other videos I reference how important perceived value is. Because if you're presenting yourself like a respectable person, if you're presenting yourself like an important, confident person, then when you start talking about things passionately in a confident way, in an articulate way, like we're going to practice, then it comes across in a different way than if you're unsure about what you're saying about yourself, about your own hobbies. Ran a little long on tip number 4, but I really had to drive that point home. Moving on to tip number 5. Make the date emotionally stimulating. Practice manipulating your vocal tonality to make your conversations more engaging. Don't sit there and talk like this through the whole date and expect her to be engaged with you by the end of the date. You need to put some energy into what you're saying. You need to understand that facial expression is very important. You need to understand that vocal tonality manipulation is extremely important, guys. And you should record yourself talking. You should literally record yourself like this and see the way you look when you're talking, because I guarantee you don't look the way you think you look. And you probably don't sound the way you think you sound. Practice manipulating your vocal tonality and practice being more engaging when you talk to people. Kind of relating to my example in tip 4, someone can be talking about a fairly boring topic, but if they're talking about it in an enthusiastic, engaging way, it makes it fun to listen to because they're passionate about it. You can feel the energy radiating from the person because they believe in what they're saying. They're confident in their own word, and you can feel that when the person's talking. And that's what you need to work on. You need to work on your confidence in what you're saying and coming across like a confident speaker. With that being said, I hope you guys got some value out of the video. Go practice your vocal tonality. Go practice having conversations. Go be social. Lift some heavy shit. Go have a productive day. And I'll see you in the next video.